One of the experiences that led me to really focus on this subject in this book was that I got an email from my colleague at the time said, look, Friday would be a very bad time for your wife to have a baby because I need you to be at this client meeting between 1 and 2. And look, and I'm sure they were joking, and yet somehow I took it as a responsibility, a burden. I got to navigate this, balance this. Friday comes along, that is when we're in the hospital. My wife's just had our daughter. Instead of being focused, I allow another passion, another interest to confuse it. And so I go, to my shame, to the meeting. And even if some great thing had come from that meeting, which in fact it didn't, surely and clearly I made a fool's bargain. What I learned from that lesson is the simplest idea, which is if you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. And that's that idea of being heightened awareness of what the priority is and making sure that we aren't just busy pursuing lots of things, but that we are creating space to actually pause and discern and make sure that we're sleeping enough so that our discernment is intact, so that we can keep on figuring out what is the most important contribution I can make. And so that's what I'm saying. I say there's an inherent trade-off. When people are just, I'm so interested in this, I'm so passionate, I'm going to do more of everything. Yeah, there's an advantage to that for a time, perhaps. But you're giving up something along the way as well. And you have to be careful about what you're giving up. Because otherwise you wake up one day and you say, my goodness, I've done all these different things, but I basically lost my way. I don't know what it is anymore that I want to do. And you're so consumed, and you've been so consumed, and this happens for years for people's lives, and then they wait, why am I even doing this? And they got disconnected. And that's the risk. I mean, success is a very poor teacher. That's what Bill Gates said anyway, right? He should know. That's an interesting person to say that. So we shouldn't let success dictate the next thing we do. We should let conscience and our internal, clarity be the guide. But to allow that to be the guide, we have to behave in a variety of ways to make sure that we can even hear it amidst all the noise, amidst all the passionate projects. And that to me is a much better guide and a much better way to ensure that we actually get utilized for our best and highest use, rather than just the latest interesting project.